What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to our week of Weird News Wednesdays. This is the Here's for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the strangest news stories from around the world. We talk about the news that the real news is too afraid to talk about. As always, I am joined by my best pal, Mr. Shaun. Me and Shaun, how's it going?
I'm good. It feels like ages since we spoke. It's only been since Friday, but it just feels like a long time.
5 days, but for us, that seems like a lifetime.
Yeah, for men who spoke to each other every 2 days for 4 years.
Actually, coming on 6.
Going on 6, is it? Jesus, lads. Been around a while.
Look, this is weird news, Shaun. I mean, we've done this for a long time. What do we do here? I mean, you probably know the concept at this stage.
I'd hope so, but might be someone's first episode.
Maybe,
You have spent the week gathering all of the weirdest news stories from around the world. You're about to read all of those stories out to me, a man who has been too busy fondly remembering the past to look at any weird news.
Well, not too fondly, because you forgot how many fucking years we've known each other.
That's why it's fond, Conor. It doesn't feel like too long.
6 months.
God, the last 4 weeks have been great.
So, look, as you said, weird news. I go out, search for some weird news stories. Now, if this is your first episode, you don't have to do anything. As we always say, you are free to just chill out. If it's your second or above, I am going to need a like or a follow. Shaun specifically needs 5 stars. That's what he's told me. Yeah. Otherwise, his family will be killed by the cartel. I'm not going to get further into that. It's very hush-hush.
Okay, I volunteered them to the cartel. That's all you need to know.
You were like, take them until I get 5 stars.
I need the fire I need the grind set.
I woke up and told my landlord I want the rent raised.
Yeah.
I need that rise and grind mindset.
He needs to encourage me to hustle.
So look, while Shaun is out hustling, it's as I said, to just give us a follow, whatever podcast platform, it would really help us out. And so with weird news, Shaun, what we really strive to do is touch on what people are talking about. Maybe some things that people haven't heard of, but mostly if something pops up on our Twitters, and I'm sure that everyone listening to this knows exactly what I'm going to start with this week, because we are going to Scotland, Shaun.
Come with me,
starting.
and you'll be.
So I'm starting as, I think this was sent to us, I'm going to say it right now, at least 7 or 8 times. Everyone sent this in, as in the minute they read it, they sent it in to us, which I love. And it was just kids left in tears and police called over shambolic Willy Wonka inspired event after parents forked out £35 per ticket.
Folks, we've been critical of Twitter and things like that in recent months. However, this has made it all worth it, because the things I've been seeing are fan-goddamn-tastic.
If someone has not seen the images, so look, it's very often that people, and Shaun, this might surprise you, aren't as online as us, okay? And
we
people
are
just have a life, like they have friends, they have hobbies and friends and family, people who love them, and they don't need to go on Twitter every 5 minutes. So work for me, brother. But Shaun, if you've seen the images, you've seen the horrific events, you've been behind enemy lines in the war zone, Shaun, how would you describe what these are?
Oh, imagine like you were creating a short film about the dangers of people lying to children to try and lure them to places. This is what it looks like. It's the emptiest warehouse with the sparsest decorations and actual chemistry equipment on a table.
But the idea is, right, so they set this thing up, and what it was is like a Roald Dahl inspired event, which was based on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and the idea is pretty sound. Look, the idea is pretty sound. So the idea is you set up this big warehouse, make it whimsical, as you say, make it fun, make it very similar to the movie, charge £35 a ticket, kids come along, it's a big day out. You go to the chocolate factory, you get some chocolates, you see some cool fucking built things.
You walk around this candy wonderland.
It's a candy wonderland. I mean, how simple can you be? But the images that were released are just literally of like 7 or 8 cardboard cutouts and then a warehouse which I can only assume is about 2 miles long, and everything in between is like laid out about 10 feet apart, so it looks so empty.
Oh, it's but there's as the days go on, or even as the hours go on since this dropped, like there's just more and more horrific things being discovered. There's one, have you seen the thing of there's just a dude in some kind of Leper King mask walking out from behind a mirror?
There's a villain, yes. So the £35 a ticket promised a chocolate fantasy like never before, which technically they delivered. Not a lie. Yeah, they did deliver a chocolate fantasy nobody has ever seen before, and a day where dreams come to life. That's a bit more vague. Yeah. Organiser House of Illuminati. Hang on.
This might go deeper.
Put together the event at the Box Hub in Glasgow and saw hundreds of families purchase tickets. But many who had expected a sweet Roald Dahl-inspired event were left furious, describing the experience as a waste of money. Stuart Sinclair, who's 29, who travelled 22 hours from Dundee with his 3 children to the event, described it as an absolute shambles.
Just Stuart, don't pull any punches there. I mean,
he told the newspaper there was a guy wandering around, apparently dressed as Willy Wonka, but he didn't seem that interested.
That guy has made a TikTok explaining his part in the whole thing, and
you're like an investigative journalist now, Shaun. You break the next scoop.
I have a direct line from the Oompa Loompa who was working there. But they were handed, like, and they're just, like, working actors, like, they're trying to get gigs and stuff like that. Yeah. I think the pay was, like, £500 for a day.
Which is not bad.
They have not been paid.
Of course not. They were promised 10 grand for a day.
And they were handed scripts that were written by fucking AI. So none of it made any sense.
Would you not? And look, I'm just making this up, right? And if I was caught for time, there has been a book, you might not know this, a book and 2 movies that I assume people have seen. They were big enough, like they came out in the cinemas and all.
Technically there was 3 movies, Conor.
Technically there was 3, but what you could do, the scripts of them are online. You could just download those scripts and then just choose the Willy Wonka part and just make them say famous lines that he says. Yeah,
or what if you just cast an improv actor who does a really good Willy Wonka? Or no lines.
Perhaps just take the book, copy and paste into a Microsoft Word document, and then just leave it. It's fine.
Like, see, I don't know what the gimmick, like, even if this was a perfect tour, right? Like, the production value was second to none.
It's like Chicago on Broadway.
Yeah, like it's like closing night of Wicked. Like, that level is what I'm talking. I don't know what the procedure for a tour would be, because you would follow Willy Wonka, surely. But you're going to need more than one Willy Wonka going around at all times. Unless
you're also going to, like, and I don't want to give out spoilers, but like, would you bring your child if the child was slightly annoying and had a flaw to a chocolate factory tour?
Yeah, if there was some kind of lesson that would be teachable to other children through the sacrifice of your child. Do you think you'd risk going on the Wonka tour?
I like the idea. There's just a big red sign outside of, do you think there could be a morale learned from other children by the death of your child? Don't bring them in. Seriously, you don't want that.
We didn't set this up. The factory does it on its own. We don't understand.
It's the spirit of Willy. He's the spirit of
Willy. Also, like, how many? There's only, I saw 2 Oompa Loompas at the whole thing.
And that one Oompa Loompa, she is delighted to be there. She is ecstatic.
She also gave statements, and she was like, "This is fucking bullshit."
I like the fact that they all had to come out and give statements. Like, it was like they'd been kidnapped and like trapped in this some sort of whimsical thing that they had to act for just like they've all come out like they've survived a war zone, and they're like, I'm giving my statement now of what I seen on the inside.
Well, see, what fascinates me, and it's like there's the few photos that we've seen which are like well into the event. I want to know the hour before they open, what's the mood in the room?
I think there's several people who have given up.
Yeah, resigned themselves to their fate.
There's got to be 2 people still trying to fix it before it happens.
I mean, the only way to fix it is to set fire to the place, though. Or like call in an asbestos warning.
One parent wrote on Facebook, my wee girl's 8 and she was devastated, said it was the worst day ever in her whole life.
Well, look, she doesn't have much to pick from, to be fair.
She's only had 8 years.
Yeah, she can only remember about 5 of those.
The worst day of your life so far, you should say to her.
Honestly, yeah, that's the worst thing that ever happens to you.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, one day you're going to die and she's going to have to live with that, so you have to factor that in as well, you know what I mean, mother?
That's true. She might kill you.
That would be a worse day.
Wouldn't have it? That would affect the whole family.
You might all die in a plane crash. You never know. These things happen.
No one can predict.
Senseless butchering by a serial killer.
I'm dressed as Willy Wonka as I'm saying this.
Like, you've knelt down in front of her. You're at her level, just maintaining eye contact the whole time.
I'm mapping out like likely deaths.
These are the 7 ways I think your parents are most likely to die. Anyway, here we go. Number 1.
Do you have any flaws?
Because that'll come up later in the fucking tour. They said, I said to the kids at least they would get a bag of sweets, but they gave them 1 single sweet each.
That's worse than giving no sweets.
Yeah, right. Why?
They also got half a glass of lemonade, I think.
And half a glass of lemonade and 1 jelly bean was what was given out, or jelly babies. They also had to stand outside for 30 minutes to get in, and then the chocolate experience had no chocolate in the whole building.
Well, chocolate goes off, you know. You don't want to get too much chocolate.
And they were hoping this is going to be a long-running event for years.
Oh yeah, they needed reproducing, but they needed 10 shows a day. Is what they
nobody could fathom. But you know, we could just go buy more chocolate. No, we've got 1 batch of chocolate, and it'll go off. There's no point in getting the top. It's a waste of money.
I spent all the rest of the money on AI licenses.
The event website, Willy's Chocolate Experience, which is, I mean, it's not the best name you could have used.
It's legally distinct enough that you can say that.
Technically true, yes. Boasted of an enchanted garden full of giant sweets, vibrant blooms, mysterious-looking sculptures, and magical surprises. They're all descriptive words followed by random words. Yeah,
it's a real adjective-noun situation.
AI just does that.
Yeah. It's like it has formulas that it follows that it learned from somewhere else. The thing about this dude is definitely getting sued out the arse, though.
Oh,
right?
Completely, for hundreds of thousands. Yes. It also promised live performances and an immersive adventure for attendees, including a twilight tunnel and imagination lab where the boundaries between reality and fantasy harmoniously merge.
That doesn't mean anything, though, does it?
It's a load of words. Good stuff.
That's just building something that looks kind of like a film.
So Police Scotland were even called to the event where they said, and this is their exact quote, this is what the police said that they gave, advice was given. That's their quote.
But that's from like a Scottish police officer.
Like the Scottish policeman is clearly like, here, dickhead, this is fucking shit. What the fuck is going on?
If I were you, I'm going to be back in an hour. And if I were you, I wouldn't be here.
I'd have all this in a suitcase and I'd be on the next train out here.
Yeah. I'd be back to Loompa or wherever the fuck you came from.
Because I know of an Irish police person who very probably similar to the Scottish police person. If advice is given, it's normally, lad.
Yeah.
Lad, come on now. Right?
Yeah.
Just cop on. Sort yourself out.
Yeah. Like during COVID, remember like bars that have to close at like 9 p.m. at one point?
Yeah.
There was a lot of advice given that, hey lads, you should be out and then we'll do a lap around the road and then we'll be back to check.
I'm going to be back at 9:07 exactly. And if the boys aren't out, I'm going to have to do something, ipso facto, when I come back at 9:07. Do you get what I'm saying here, John?
Yes, and now that's a pub during a pandemic, not noon on a Saturday at a chocolate experience.
They came out and said, unfortunately, last minute, we were let down in many areas of our event, and we tried our best to continue on and push through, and now realise we probably should have cancelled the event in the first place.
Those aren't last minute problems.
There's no way that the last minute problem was everything didn't show up. You ordered everything to arrive Saturday morning.
But the setup time alone, proves that
Would
to be
you
a
not
lie.
have ordered it? I don't know, maybe Thursday evening? Give you a few days.
I'll get it set up, it's fine, it'll keep its only jellies. But you set up an event page and the advertised images that you used were AI generate. What did you think was going to happen?
This is amazing. This is if you're the parent, right, you turn up with the kids. Shaun, when you walk in first, do you, A, either try and style it out and be like, it won't be that bad, come on, sure now, we're here, or B, fuck this.
We're not walking around. We're going back, we're getting our money back, and we're heading to McDonald's or something. Because no matter how old, my kid could be 6, and I would look him in the eye and I would go, listen, this is bullshit, and we would leave.
These are all the ways I could die, so you gotta be prepared, little Timmy. You know what I mean? Be prepared.
If they ask how it happened, point them towards Conor. They'll know what it means.
I'll be number one suspect.
Yeah, number 1 and 2, my friend.
Well, no, they'll ask me and I'll be like, well, have you heard any of his stories of as a child? I mean, this has been coming for years.
Frankly, he's final destinationed his way out of too many of those deaths.
He has survived so many near-death experiences. Eventually it was going to happen.
No, I'm immortal now. I can't die.
I like how after 7 or 8 me retelling the police all of your stories, they're like, you know what, he actually has a fucking point. To be fair, he did have it coming. Fucking Ellie.
It's probably peaceful now, actually. You know?
It's his first day of peace in years.
Jeez, he's not anxious anymore.
Jeez, he's not living with the threat of death hanging over him at every second of every day.
Yeah.
Shaun,
a chocolate factory to sort him out.
This might be just this was the funniest story when I seen those Oompa Loompas, by the way, in that lab. That was just the best. The sadness
pure
in their
misery.
eyes.
Because it's also look, they didn't get paid, and that sucks. Because now this is their most known acting gig as well. I
have a theory, and this is a completely outlandish theory, right? But the guy who runs this, clearly just a dickhead, right?
Yeah.
But my theory, and I might be looking too hard into that photo, but I think one of those Oompa Loompas is that guy's partner. And I say that because there's a look of sadness in her eyes that is not just sadness for being there. It's disappointment that oh no, this is his fault.
Maybe that's it. There's no... I don't know. I think if you're in a relationship with someone, you see that coming down the line.
I agreed to dress up as an Oompa Loompa for this, just to help him out. Yeah,
he's... Maybe it's pure sympathy. He's going through a rough time, and this is but I guaranteed, the dude who made this up saw the recent Wonka movie.
Yes,
and for the last, I would say, 4 weeks, this is all he's been thinking about.
And he's just been there's a money making scheme here. It has to be.
No, we don't have time to plan. We got to do it quick while people remember Wonka.
We only have time to make money. Quick.
Genuinely, he might be sued by Warner Brothers.
There's so many parents that can sue him for money that for false advertising. I mean, he could get several lawsuits at once.
I hope he does. There's no way he's able to pay it.
One guy we've heard of travelled 2 hours down on the train from Dundee. That's only one parent. And it was all Saturday morning, and they had to stand out in a queue in a line outside for an hour.
It's tens, if not hundreds of thousands he's on the line for.
Hundreds of thousands?
Well,
of pounds, not people, you mean?
No, hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Okay,
Like-
good. Not people.
No. But if you're factoring in like trains or hotels or any of that kind of shit, like people are in deep for this. We flew over to go to it.
I mean, you were there. It's mad that we dressed up as the Oompa Loompas. Not a lot of people have noticed that. We're in the background.
Look, we're looking for acting gigs. If anyone has that going.
The villain, by the way, is so good. Just a little addition. I think, like, they did the whole thing and they're like, oh, fuck. It's just kind of like a boring tour. What if the kids might get bored? What if, I don't know, we create a villain just randomly that's going to kill those kids?
Why is the Babadook there?
I don't know, first off. And secondly, everyone knows the villain in Willy Wonka is Willy Wonka himself. He's going around killing kids at a rate of knots that's only supplied by murderers in serial killer movies.
Because even the person you think who's going to be the victim, Mr. Slugworth, he actually works for Willy Wonka. It's all a ruse. Real villain, Grandpa Joe.
What's he doing in that bed? He could clearly work. That family is poor, and he's lying there like, oh, I'm old. Soon as there's fucking a bit of chalky on the line, straight out of the bed, having
dancing around the room.
Dancing around. We know he's fucking claiming. That's all he is. He's claiming disability, and he's not disabled at all. But Sean, speaking of claiming disability and not being disabled at all, do I have a story for you that I think...
Jesus, not often you get a segue like that just handed
not often,
to you.
And you know what? I did it naturally, and then I figured it out as I was going along.
That's good. And then what we did, we called attention to it, ultimately ruining your work.
Ruining the segue. So thank you very much for that. Shout out to Sean for always ruining my segues.
Happy to be here. That's why he's number one on the list, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll never get him too big for his boots. Irish mom, 36, loses €750,000 disability claim after winning Christmas tree tossing competition after being struck off work.
I mean, there's a level, if you're going to do a benefits fraud, there's a level of commitment I need from you. And entering feats of strength competitions is not high on my list.
Look, this story itself, this is very big in Ireland at the minute. This story is only funny because, well, it's funny for the headline itself, but it's even funnier when accompanied by the article photo that is going around everywhere in all of our newspapers. Because not only, they don't just have it like on hearsay that she was in the competition. So
no.
It's not a situation where like someone was like, didn't you have to like take work off because you hurt your back and you got like disability claim? And she was like, yeah. But didn't I see you doing that Christmas tree throwing competition? She's like, no, nobody has any evidence.
I have the injury,
Nobody's ever seen me there. Nobody's ever seen... Well, no... Not quite the case, because Sean, not only is there an image of her with the winner's medal dated 2018, she was struck off from work in 2017 with disability and a bad back, but the award literally says Christmas tree thrower champion 2018 on it, and she's smiling with it. But that's not enough. She could say that's photoshopped. If put a year onto that, I was the year before. Exactly. But no, Sean, not only that, there is a photo of this woman mid-throw, Christmas tree in the air, her putting all of her might into fucking the Christmas tree.
No, it's really damning evidence, I would describe it as.
They took a photo of like somebody stabbing a victim and they're like, well, that's not me, that's clearly not me.
If you haven't seen it, it's not like someone from the sidelines took a photo on their phone. It is a posed photo from like a news outlet that went to the event. Like, it is it is right up at her. It's very clear.
She's lost her 760,000 claim, so nearly €750,000 claim for injury sustained. She was in a car crash in 2017, and basically what happened was she's been unable to work for more than 5 years due to this debilitating condition from the car crash.
Yeah.
She further claimed how her injuries would affect how she plays with her kids, but she also went on to basically say that she's basically unable to carry any sort of bags, anything at all.
Oh, she really... Now,
she's
well able to throw bags, perhaps.
So, like, she even said so far as shopping bags. She can't pick up her own shopping. Those bags are way too heavy. Her back is so weak that she can't do that. And so she put the claim in. She's getting through the courts. However, the court has now dismissed her case after it was shown during the evidence, which is even funnier because when you are the lawyer who finds that photo,
like you would think you were dreaming. There's no way you would just get this. Because, like, you take an early lunch at that point.
Because not only how easy this is, Sean, you just have to look up her name, which is Kamila, right? Kamila Grabska. You look up Kamila's name in Google, and the first thing that comes up is the newspaper article of her winning the Christmas tree competition in her local Tipperary newspaper, where she's from. And so
there she is.
There she is, throwing the tree. And so it's like, it's winner of 2018's Christmas tree throwing competition with a photo of her throwing the tree mid-throw. Yeah. Imagine when you are the defence and you are just like, hang on, is that actually her?
And it's like it's very clear, like it's very easy to date when that picture was taken.
She's holding the fucking plaque.
She's holding a plaque. It's a Christmas tree throwing competition. Those don't happen in June.
Yeah, they don't happen in June. And the plaque saying 2018 champion is even funnier because the accident was meant to happen early 2017. So, like, that's quite a bit later.
It's quite a bit later. You'd think you'd be healed by then. Certainly if you're throwing heavy things around. Like, why? How do you do? Like, I'm not saying everyone is a master criminal, all right, or that everyone knows how to game the system perfectly. But would you not have the sense to not enter a strongman competition?
If you were attempting to commit some sort of claim to get money back, I mean, if I said my leg, I can't work, my leg is fucked, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be very careful not to enter any marathons.
Exactly, yeah. If I told you I couldn't make it to do the show one evening because my voice was sore, and then you see a video of me singing karaoke, that's not good. That's not a good look.
Dated and timed exactly that day.
Yeah. I'm singing a brand new release, like that just came out.
You know what it came out? No, you're like, before I get started on, you know, the exact date and time of today.
Yeah, I show my watch to the camera, like, I hold up a newspaper.
Grabska admitted that she did look happy in the photos from the charity event, but she said she still endures pain since the crash, so she should still get the claim.
Well, if you'll endure pain for that, like endure pain for picking up your kids.
I mean, technically she could then claim, I actually got injured doing the Christmas tree thing as well, which can't work now especially. Really aggravated.
That has no basis on any kind of a claim, Connor. See, the proximate cause of the injury would have been the car.
So, the judge Carmel Stewart said that the very graphic picture from the 7th annual Christmas tree throwing championships had helped to...
Very graphic's a weird term.
She's not naked, Karen.
No, yeah. She's not covered in blood and guts or something. Like.
You could say very striking, very...
clear, very definitive.
The very definitive. Very graphic implies a level of, like, something else is going on in the background of the photo.
Something a little bit dirty.
Like, it's just her throwing a Christmas tree. She is from Ennis in County Clare, I should say. My apologies, said Tipperary earlier on. Told doctors her injuries were so severe that she could not lift a heavy bag without the shooting pain. She then quit the job, and writing in court documents, her past and future loss of earnings amounted to about €500,000.
Right. So, and she was looking for all of that in one lump
she was looking for all that back, yeah.
And see, here's the thing as well that I don't think many major news outlets are going to cover. But this lady lives in Ennis, fair enough, a big, you know, a decently sized part of the country. But it's still Ireland, where everyone knows everyone's business. There's no way she can walk through the town anymore.
Well, it gets worse because the court then heard that just a few days before she had informed doctors of her terrible condition, she had finished top in the charity Christmas tree chugging event. So this was a few days before she actually went to the doctor.
Holy shit.
For the pain.
So did she get hurt in the Christmas tree thing? Attributed it back to this crash.
From the February the year before.
That's the most Irish shit I've ever heard.
Perfect. Should just say it's the fucking crash, lad. Grand.
Yeah.
During the hearing, some footage was also submitted in evidence from November of last year that showed Grabska training her large dog for over an hour in a park. When questioned on this, she told the court she was simply trying to live a normal life.
And by all means succeeding, despite her
very well.
So that's CCTV that was found. That's not someone filming her for an hour.
Yeah, no, I think So like I think this story is only funny because of the image associated with this is the most incriminating photo ever. That like there's nothing you can do. Like you're just done no matter what happens.
Oh yeah, like you are dead to rights. You are caught red-handed on this one.
Shaun, we're going to have to move on to our next piece of news. And I have a new invention that I think you're going to like.
Sean's blood pressure is going to raise really quickly, everyone.
Why are you raising? Sure, every invention I've ever given you has been beautiful.
Bring me shit like shoes that make you walk faster, or a bowl that makes things saltier by being electric.
Absolutely.
A microwave you can use on the train.
Like, carry. That was the best. That was a good one.
So I just think some things don't need to be invented.
Scientists invent new hybrid food by growing beef inside grains of rice.
I don't hate this.
Yes!
Let's see where this one goes, okay?
I like our only two segments on this show are Shaun Solves and Conor's Weird Inventions, which doesn't have a name.
Conor's Contraptions.
Conor's Contraptions could work, yeah, there you go.
There we go. That's what it is now. No jingle.
As the world's population continues to grow, Shaun, this is now Dragon's Den, I'm going to pitch to you. So too does the strain on the environment. You know yourself. Not least among the stressors is food production. Especially like vast swathes of land and water required for the cultivation of livestock. These are all words I say every day.
Common discussion between us.
This is how we open every conversation. You're like, how was work?
How's it work? Well, Conor, Shaun, the cultivation of livestock is...
it's still in its infancy, but lab-cultured meat could be one means of easing the pressure. And Korean scientists have just found an innovative way to make it. They've invented a new hybrid food consisting of cells of bovine fat and muscle grown inside grains of rice.
I mean, that's class. That's a thing. That's unreal. Like, no animal had to die to get that meat, you know? I'm a little veggie boy, by the way. I hope that comes across.
It's kind of like meat mince that's like rice.
Yeah.
So it's like pinky, but it's rice.
That's class. That's okay. Now, first of all, I think Big Meat is going to shut this down immediately.
Big Meat? That's what they call me.
No, we don't.
For my muscle mass. Fucking hell.
Of course.
Because I'm gigantic.
I thought it was for your livestock that you cultivate.
Big Meat. There's got to be some guy in a group chat of like a bunch of lads and he's like the skinniest guy you've ever seen and they're calling him Big Meat. That is obviously the way to go.
That's a classic nickname.
It's a classic move. That's Big Meat. In biological systems, what they've done is rice is about 80% starch, with the remaining 20% being protein and other nutrients. It's an excellent dietary staple, but researchers thought there might be a way to make it work a little harder. So it already has a high nutrient level, but adding cells from livestock can further boost it to be the most healthy sort of meal you can have.
Because already, like, rice is like a staple food for a lot of countries and stuff. So if you just you're adding extra protein into that. You've everything you need in one delicious paste.
The hybrid rice had significantly higher protein and fat content, 8% more protein and 7% more fat. This might not seem like a lot, but with tweaking, it could be bumped even higher. So you could just have like proper protein rice if you wanted.
I mean, why not? How is that a bad thing, you know? Because there's very little protein in rice at the minute.
Yeah. I'm actually a bit disappointed that you don't, like, you're not mad. I think Connor's Contraptions is a place where I get to make fun of you, and it's not work.
It's harder to have a real discussion about it on the show and have it be funny. That's true. But I think Connor's Contraptions, when it's like hardware, that's when I'm like, oh, this is dumb and we should be allocating resources
elsewhere. Did I not tell you that this rice is also electrically magnified, so it is salty?
Oh, is it? Oh, that's interesting.
Because it's in that bowl that makes it salty.
Oh, it only comes in that bowl, does it?
And the spoon as well that like moves around and makes it salty.
Well, Conor, I gotta tell you, I'm out just because of that now.
I mean, Shaun, is this the future? Are we eating rice that's made with meat stem cells?
Yeah, probably. Like, it's all fucked at the minute, so we need something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got to be better than some.
Also, there's enough money in the world to solve world hunger, but that's beside the point. Here's the thing. Here's my question. What would you eat from a lab? Okay? Because if you want, like, a steak, right? Would you eat lab, like, it looks like a steak, but it was grown in a lab. Would you eat it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
would you?
I would.
Okay, then, what about...
See, am I the right person to ask this? Because you know that I will eat anything.
You will eat anything.
What's the nutritional values?
Oh, it's pure lean protein. Like.
Oh, well then, no, I'm all in.
A turkey leg, but the bone was also made in a lab.
Oh, okay, cool. Go for it.
Milk. Actually, no, they make milk anyway.
There's so many different types of milk at the minute.
Yeah, because of woke, am I right?
Fucking woke soya milk, you bastards.
What's your milk choice these days?
No.
We both went into milk conversation.
That's a milk talk is a big one for us. You know what I mean? Because
big piece of conversation.
I've after recently started coconut in the coffee. Now,
coconut in the coffee?
Game changer.
I'm not a big coconut man, I will say.
I'm not a big... Look, I wouldn't eat a coconut milk... a chocolate bar with coconut. Not a big fan of it.
Not a fan.
Right?
Not a fan of the flesh of a coconut.
No. Well, I'm not fucking cracking the coconut open and putting it into the coffee. It comes in a carton. It's very simple to buy.
Does it now?
But
because you get the sweetness from it as well.
I'm telling you now, your life will be changed. A little bit of coconut milk in the coffee and you'll be happy. Yeah.
But I like an almond milk in the coffee because it turns it into like a shot of syrup in many ways. But now the unsweetened one, of course. But just to get that nutty flavour.
Have you ever put soya milk in the coffee?
I'm not a fan of soya milk.
Oh, it doesn't attach. It doesn't dissolve.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't bind, and it colours the milk differently, which I don't care for.
It's iffy. That is very iffy. Yeah.
But I will
be
honest. Mostly, I'm having black coffees these days, Conor.
See, you're a psychopath like that, though.
Yeah.
Black teas as well.
No, I'll have a drop of milk in the tea, but less than you think.
I've actually stopped doing dairy milk altogether.
And also the non-dairy milk lasts way longer.
It does. I just stick that card. I'll stick it in the fucking oven, lad. It'll be grand. I'll pick it up in 6 months.
We had I think it was oat or almond milk in the fridge. Went away to Japan, came back, the milk was still good.
Fucking grand, lad.
Fucking no rushing to the shops for us cup of tea on the way.
Big Milk is going to be onto us now.
I'd like to see him try. I'd like to see him try. Now, I need cheese. I need regular cheese the whole time. It's the only cheese for me.
See, I'm not big on cheese, so I actually don't really care about that. And I think a lot of people are shocked by that.
Yeah, but also, you don't seem like a man who's you seem like a man who's lactose intolerant, if anything.
I'm not. I could eat thousands of pounds of cheese.
You just choose not to.
Just don't give me a cheese board, right?
I love a cheese board. You get the fruit, the crackers, the cheese.
Just give me a fucking dessert, right? So, let's stop fucking around, right? Just give me a dessert of fucking...
Oh, no, sorry, I'm not saying cheese board as a dessert. I'm having a dessert, then I'm having a cheese board.
Go away.
Yeah. Conor, you're coming to my wedding. This is how I tell you. There's going to be cheese boards aplenty.
I'm not touching any of them. I'm leaving them sitting there. Don't get me one. Save money. No. Don't even spend the money on mine.
what I'm hearing is Shaun gets 2 cheese boards. Okay.
You can have mine if you want. I don't care.
I'll take it. I'll have all the little chutneys, all of the spreads.
A chutney. This is all part of our other podcast of Conor and Shaun talk about food. It's a very separate podcast. Every so often we give cooking advice, cooking tips. They're not very good.
That does come up more often than you'd think, though. Like food chat.
And we're equally shit. So it's like 2 guys just trying to find their way, but also being quite bad. Like, don't follow our advice, but we have vague ideas.
That's the thing, and it's very like down to earth, salt of the earth kind of vibes. It's just like we're just chatting. There's no professionalism.
Coconut milk and the coffee is salt of the earth.
It's salt of the tarmac, maybe.
So it's fairly fucking high end stuff.
It'd actually be salt of the astroturf. If
I can't afford a house. I bought too much coconut milk. I buy it in the gallons. That's ridiculous.
But it doesn't go off. It's actually coconut milk does go off a bit.
I was bringing it all in. I'm telling you, try it even just once.
Give it a try.
Your life will be changed.
I'll give it a try. I'll report back next week.
Okay. So, Shaun, we're moving on to our next
on menus for hire. Is that the
menus for hire is probably good. We're moving on to our next piece of news, and I have a Super Bowl man who from Florida.
Okay.
It's a Florida man who thought he'd come into a lot of money. He came up with a genius plan because they were doing bets during the Super Bowl that the odds of somebody streaking onto the field were a certain amount, right? So it was plus 750, right? So in terms of betting, you put $1,000 on that, you get a lot of money back, right? You put 50 grand on it, you get a lot of money back. So here's the thing. There was bets going around. This is the bet for if there's a streaker. Florida man comes up with a plan.
No one's ever thought of this before, fellas.
Nobody's ever thought about this because I have Super Bowl streaker can't collect his near 400 grand winnings after he bet on himself.
See, he's so close. If he had just had one friend willing to do something for him.
Because here's the thing, right? So the odds of somebody running onto the pitch during the Super Bowl were, I don't know, something 750 to 1. Whatever. He bets on himself, then runs onto the pitch. He gets that money. Don't worry about it.
But like on a very small scale, that's the same as saying in the bookies, I bet you 100 quid I can do a backflip, and then doing a backflip.
Now, look, I'm going to say that this is not from this year. This streaker is from a few years ago, but I'm only learning about the story now, and I thought Florida Man, it's the perfect Florida Man story to lead us into our big Florida Man story of the week.
We've got 2 stories, okay.
Well, we've got our proper story that you're going to really remember introducing a few months ago. But Shaun, this is like Yori Andrade, who's 31. This is from a few years ago. And this is during the Super Bowl, and he's only in court now, which is why it's coming up. And he basically bet on somebody to streak during the Super Bowl, and then he just so happened to be that somebody because he was in the crowd.
So, like you can't make that bet because first of all, why did they take that bet? Because surely they knew this man is just going to streak at the Super Bowl.
Well, you don't know. Like, but there has to be inside trading, like somewhere along the line to be like, hey, he must know something. That's a very, very specific bet.
Yeah, it's too specific. Like, but also, like in my head, I'm thinking like I couldn't ask you to do it because then they'll know. Like, because we're made, you know. Like, they know what we're up to. You need to go down the line a few people.
And that kind of got me going on this week was like insider trading or like somebody making bets to basically like try and make money quick. So Florida Man didn't get away with it because, you know, Super Bowl, it's people watch that game. So what happened was he actually got arrested and he can't collect his winnings because he filmed himself actually like doing a crime by breaking his insider trading thing.
Yeah, no, you're not allowed to do that. Fuck. If it wasn't for that.
But what also happened in Texas of this week was a man in Texas has been charged with insider trading after he made $2.3 million off insider trading by snooping on his wife's remote work calls.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Is that a thing we can do?
No, well, it's not, because he's been arrested.
He did all right up until then, though.
So look, the two of them work from home, right?
Yeah.
And, well, she was working from home a long time during the pandemic, and then leading after that, they were maybe doing 3 days in the office, maybe 3 days at home, 2 in the office, right? But he's at home with her, he's working away, and she works in a very, very big company, who she's not been publicly named, and she was a merger and acquisitions manager for the oil and gas company BP, right? So,
okay, pretty big
up. She had been working to finalise the company's plans to acquire Travel Centres of America Inc., which was an Ohio-based full-service truck stop and travel centre company. Basically, she was trying to do a deal, and she was making those calls. And he's in the other room, and he's hearing that BP is trying to acquire Travel Centres of America Inc., and he thinks, that'll really help the stocks.
Interesting. If only I were to... Oh, but I couldn't. That would be a breach of trust.
He then purchased, a few days before, 46,000 shares of Travel Centres stocks. So he bought the stocks in the company that was about to be bought, knowing that their name would then grow tenfold with the acquisition. And
suddenly the whatever amount that he put in doubles or triples in value.
Well, the stock jumped 71% overnight.
Fucking hell.
And then he immediately sold all of his stock.
You gotta hold it for a while so they don't know.
And what's so funny about all this is apparently in the news they're saying his wife had no knowledge of this. And so my question to you, Shaun, is does she or does she not know?
Okay. I think she doesn't. I think this husband thought he's smarter than he is and he could fool the IRS.
Well, she moved out and filed for divorce afterwards.
I mean, did she get to keep her job? Because he could have fucked her entire career.
Eventually, apparently, London eventually confessed to his wife about buying and selling the stock. He reportedly said he made the illegal move so she would not have to work long hours at her job.
Scumbag. He's turning it back.
And then she reported his activity to BP, and she was later fired, despite the company having no evidence of wrongdoing on her end.
Fucking hell. I only did it because I love you so much. Go fuck yourself.
What a fucking psychopath. He's like, this is a perfect crime. Nobody's ever going to suspect the husband of the woman who's running the merger to have inside information.
Because presumably he had to declare a bunch of tax for some reason.
Of course he did. And he's after making a shit ton of money. I mean, so much money that he made in one go. He made apparently $1.76 million.
Jesus. Just overnight.
Yeah.
I don't know how he thought he was... do you think it was just an idle thing he tried? And then it was oh no. Oh no, it worked.
Oh, this has really worked.
See, you got to buy other stocks with that and diversify. I don't know how the stock market works.
Get into GameStop. That's where the real money is.
Is that a good deal now? Is that still on
there? The time that we all broke the stock, and then they all got really mad because we were ruining it for them.
Because we for once we broke the rules.
The poor people started getting involved with the stocks, and they didn't like that. They didn't like that at all.
We're not allowed to play with their toys.
You're not allowed to have things.
So burn it all down.
And bring the fucking meat rice. We're taking it with us.
That's all we need, folks. Once the meat rice will be grand.
Meat rice. Shaun, we're finishing Weird News this week with we're going to Florida. And not only are we going to Florida, we're going to the Florida Man Games, which took place this week. I do remember
this. Yes, the games to find out the greatest Florida man in all of Florida.
Yes.
Or the world.
So this was announced last year at a certain point that they were running this event. And finally, the games kicked off on Saturday. So with the Star Spangled Banner being played on an electric guitar.
Oh, it's a classic move.
It was promoted as the most insane athletic showdown on earth, as all Florida men from far and wide joined together to compete in several challenges to find out who the ultimate Florida man is.
Isn't there like alligator wrestling or something like that is one of the challenges?
There was a lot of events, right? Here's the thing. James Gordon of The Land won the first event, wolfing down a plate loaded with barbecue pork and sausage in a fraction of a second before his nearest competitor. To celebrate, he chugged a beer to celebrate. You know yourself.
It's the only way to celebrate in Florida.
I've lived in Florida my whole life, said Gordon afterwards, after washing sauce from his hands and beard. They're calling these events, in quotation marks. I'm calling these fucking Tuesday afternoon.
God, it is a Tuesday afternoon. It's a good Tuesday afternoon. Wouldn't mind hanging out over there.
They think they're special. I do this every fucking day, man.
You're locked in here with me.
One event had contenders dueling in muddy water in an inflatable pool, pummeling each other with weapons made from pool noodles and duct tape. Another was a theft simulation relay in which competitors raced while toting a pair of bicycles, copper pipes and catalytic converters. Oh, I can't say that word.
Catalytic converters.
That's close enough. Larry Donnelly, definitely from Ireland. Larry Donnelly.
A big Lar.
Big Larry Donnelly trained for the relay race by riding a bicycle around his neighbourhood with a second bike strapped to his back.
Larry, that wasn't the event, but fair play to you.
Larry, you're a fucking legend. It paid off on Saturday when he won his heat after picking up a bike in each hand and running with them.
That genuinely impressive. Also awkward to run with.
And then Donnelly came out and in an interview said, I have an absolute disregard for self-preservation. I will do anything.
I'll kill you, I'll kill me. I don't care.
Doesn't care. Every interview, by the way, from these events that I could find was with the greatest people of all time. One by one, they all came out with something psychotic.
Just absolute dudes.
Just dudes, right? And he owns a pressure washing business and serves as captain of the 5-man team Hanky Spanky.
Great team name. Great group chat name.
When I was in the military, I did a little alligator wrestling, he even said afterwards.
It's like Civil War shit. What the fuck is this?
Doesn't give a fuck, so it's Larry, right? Other events involve contenders wrestling sumo style while holding pitchers of beer, or running from actual sheriff's deputies while jumping fences and avoiding obstacles. Others faced a scramble to grab cash flying in simulated hurricane winds.
That's a good one. That's a really fun one. Definitely one guy with a leaf blower in front of some fake money.
Spectators paid $45 a ticket to watch the games. Yusuf El Shabibi said he and his wife made the 180-mile trip to watch stupidity occur on the grandest, most spectacular scale of all.
And they had just come back from the Wonka experience, so they were pretty stoked to be there.
Organiser Pete Melfi said he expected ticket sales to exceed 5,000 tickets sold. So
this is only going to get bigger as well.
I mean, this is the first year, Shaun.
Yeah.
This is going to become an annual thing with the most
We need a Patreon goal. We need a Patreon goal where we go over
and do live interviews with the Florida men.
Yeah, we'll be boots on the ground in Florida. We'll wear flak jackets and stuff.
We've been training for this for years. we have like media written on our fucking bulletproof vests.
We have encyclopedic knowledge of Florida man at this point.
We could tell them so many of their brethren in a row. He said he was stunned to find nobody else had beaten him to the ripped from headlines idea for a spoof sporting event. He couldn't understand why nobody had ever done this before.
Saw a gap in the market. That's how businessmen work, Connor. It's him and the rice guy. That's all we have.
Him and the rice guy. We kind of give a person an opportunity to live a day in the life of Florida Man without ending up in a cop car.
Connor, we have to go.
This is the greatest event of all. But he had to tone down some of the other aspects of the Florida Man mythos to obtain a permit.
That's fair. You know what? Like, who can cook the best meth is another story.
In his exact quote, he said, "There's typically drugs and nudity in Florida Man stories. The city frowned on it when I asked for drugs and nudity."
But he asked.
You got to ask the question. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You know what I mean?
That's true. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Florida's claim to being the strangest state goes back much further, said journalist Craig Pittman, who wrote the book "Oh Florida: How America's Weirdest State Influences the Rest of the Country." Apparently the Florida capital motto is "Let us alone."
Oh. Just like we're happy, leave us be.
Just leave us be. In Irish terms, leave us be. So like they were then coming out with just like Sally Yarborough and her daughter Danielle Yarborough got tickets as a Christmas gift from their boss.
Oh, that's a Florida Christmas gift, isn't it?
Hopefully there will be more women here just like us next year. The only women's event Saturday was a Florida Mom pin-up contest. Oh no, that should change if the games continue. So I personally believe we need the Florida Woman Games, they told the crowd, which I think you get competing events. Obviously you got to do it right.
Oh, 100%. And is it only open to Florida residents, or can anyone enter?
I think the idea is anyone can participate. So you can go participate and live as a Florida man for a day.
You know how I'm really confident in most things undeservedly?
And I'm completely like the opposite of like we definitely lose, yes.
Wouldn't it be funny? We're like the Irish contingent. That'd be great.
So
we'll
you're
get
telling
uniforms.
me you would win Florida Man?
I put up a good show. Again, I have no self-preservation instinct either.
That's true. I'll kill you, I'll kill me, I don't care.
Yeah. I just want to take part and have fun. I'll drink a beer after every event.
So you need like a team of 5, I think, to compete. So it would have to be me and you.
Yeah.
And then we'd have to get 3 other people. Maybe from the Patreon. Probably people.
From the Patreon.
Like, guys, if you're listening, that's a gift that we could give to you that... some of them are already in America, so that might be handy. We wouldn't have to pay for that much.
That's true. If we could stay with you as well, that would be great.
If we could stay in your house, that'd be ideal.
Yeah, if you're not in Florida, we'll drive to Florida. I don't know, that'll probably take
Florida
2
Man
hours?
Games. This is year 1. It's only just started. It's had its first big event and it was a complete success. We don't know how it's going to grow from here, but I think this will be a yearly report in which I report back the Florida Man Games, who wins and what events they do.
I want to do this. Like, I want to full on like match of the day track these people's careers of like, but back in 23, back in 24. Here's what he did, you know?
Oh, you're talking about Larry. Larry was big in 25, but he's after losing it a bit.
He's not training like he used to. You know, he's only got one bike on his back.
I think the personal life took over. I think he was going through a difficult time at home, but he just stopped. Once you don't spend 6 or 7 hours in the Florida Man Game practice centre, you're just not going to put in the results.
There's always the risk that someone falls into being full Florida Man outside of the event. Like, that just comes with the territory.
Like it just morphs into you. Like, it's like the Venom symbiote.
Yeah, it just takes over. You're not in control anymore.
Like, Larry just gets slowly more towards, I could fucking rob this store. Like, I could put those drugs up my arse. I'm telling you now, I could. And they would never find them. It's
like the lottery. It's like it's some horrible curse to actually win the Florida Man Games.
Now, to film myself doing crimes.
Off we go.
So I think that's it for this week's Weird News, Shaun.
What a week. That was a very good week of Weird News. Do you want me to take us out, Connor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Weird News Wednesday. We'll be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Wednesday with another episode of Weird News Wednesday. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. And big shout outs go to Róisín and baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson, Waffles Loves you and hopes you have a good day, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the wash and it'll be grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever, and congrats Róisín on your baby Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost overwhelmed by uni and other bad choices, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine are debating which is cuter, Shaun's proposal in Japan or Conor's proposal on the PELP, Russ, a polite request that we do not hear any more spiders where they should not be reports, Parfitt. Jackson Bruheim decided to let Shaun stay as host, lives at a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and tipsily subscribed to the Patreon. Kira Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey the Leinster Ledgebag, Chair's #1 fan, Kyle Borowski, Rory screamed when he was responded to on Twitter, and Shaun subbed to the Patreon after 10 creamy pints. Thank you all for your support, we really appreciate it. If you want to support the show, help us to keep doing it every week and help us get over to Florida, go to Patreon and help us there. There is also a merch store, here'sforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @here'sforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Devilment's discussion group. Instagram is Here's for Hire Podcast, and the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Colin.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lorraine.
I've been Shaun Ian.
We shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.